Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you for attending this presentation. We will start just with some brief information about management under these pandemic times. So as we just remind on page number 5 that during this period of time, of course, our very high focus has been on protection of the safety of employees and customers, and at the same time ensuring possibility for our customers to do transactions and banking in a safely and remotely way from home. We also have continued to implement a number of initiatives that facilitate also the contact with customers and also the quality of the service, such as the online tracking of mortgage applications on the retail side, and also on the other side translated into the increasing share of electronic signature in the processes in the corporate banking. Of course, one of the relevant points of these banking in COVID-19 pandemic times was the credit holidays that were made available to clients. The status is shown on page number 6. At the end of the year, we had already a very small exposure still under the credit holidays, 561 million zlotys, which represented only 0.7% of the total loan portfolio. And specifically, the public moratoria represented really a very small part, only 444 applications, 53 million zlotys of outstanding, which represented only 0.1% of total portfolio. So as we had already presented in the previous quarters, the credit holidays expired, especially during the fourth quarter, as you can see on the top right graph. And what is important is also that the quality of the expired credit holidays clients still remains good. We have included here indicators that show that from the mortgage loans, from the PLN mortgage loans, only 1.1% was overdue, 2.1% of the holidays in FX mortgage, and 5% of the consumer loans. So overall, from the overall amounts of loans under credit holidays that already expired, only 2.5% had some kind of delay as of the end of the year. The recovery of the activity and normal life continues as illustrated also on page number 7, with the continuation of the increase in e-payments, also a return to normality in terms of the number of debit card transactions. On page number 8, we would like to stress the fact that despite these times that we are living, customer satisfaction has remained high, and this is shown by different rankings where Bank Millennium is positioned always on the top 3 ranking in items such as general customer choice, best quality of the branch service, best quality in terms of remote services, appreciation by the customers. So in all these indicators, the bank has been able to rank in the top 3, and also keeping the retail NPS indicator at a stable level versus previous years, when, of course, this year in 2020 it was more challenging due to the restrictions in terms of the service in branches. On page 9, we consider 2021 to be a transition year before we will roll out a new strategy. So taking into consideration still the uncertainty that still remains and these quick changes that are taking place due to this pandemic, we have concrete objectives to be achieved in 2021, and then in the second half of the year we will present the new strategy for the next 3 years. And so we are focused on one side on quickly recovering the results that were affected by this pandemic and by the consequent subsequent cut of interest rates. And we intend to achieve this by improving the business results through better pricing and higher sales of core products, in which we expect to achieve a double-digit growth of cash loan sales and higher mortgage sales than in the previous year, and also rebound in the growth of the corporate loan book above 1 billion zlotys. The second important point is the focus on operational efficiency, which involves re-engineering of processes, automatization, standardization and simplification, with significant increases in productivity. The optimization of the branch network was largely done already in 2020, so only some additional fine-tuning will be happening, and we target an improvement in the cost-to-income ratio to around 47% in 2021. The third important focus is on full digitalization, where we have the target of exceeding the level of 80% of digital customers in the active customer base by the end of 2021, with significantly digitalization of sales processes, keeping top-notch customer experience, and expanding the digital customer base beyond the current age segments. So now, also quickly, status of the integration and synergies deriving from the Eurobank transaction. We have here the status as of the end of 2020, where it is visible that we already had a net impact pre-tax of synergies of 100 million zlotys. So we have been fulfilling the plan that was originally announced, and the amount of synergies is expected to double during 2021 due to the fact that the remaining integration costs that still are to be incurred are small, while we will be capturing the full benefits of the acquisition and restructuring that was done in the meantime. The more detail is shown on page 12, where, as I mentioned, the remaining integration costs to be incurred are marginal, and as a consequence, the gross synergies will be almost fully appropriated between 2021 and 2022, as originally announced. Moving now to the performance of the bank in the fourth quarter and in the full year of 2020. So we finished the year with a positive net profit of 23 million zlotys. Of course, this represents a substantial reduction versus the previous year due to the combination of some extraordinary events, of which the biggest was the significant increase in the provisions for FX mortgage legal risk, which increased by more than 400 million zlotys, so and reaching 714 million zlotys in 2020. Still, I would highlight that we had overall a growth of operating income of 3%, and inside this operating income we had a growth of net interest income of 3.3% and a growth of commissions by 6.7%, of course helped by the acquisition and merger with Eurobank. but still shows a significant higher growth in operating income than the growth of the costs that we still had due to the same reason. And so finally, the much lower net profit was a consequence of these additional provisions for FX mortgage legal risk, and also for some increase in provisions for credit risk, part of them directly attributable to the impacts of the pandemic. We had finally in the year 2020 a net interest margin of 2.61%, a drop from 2.84% in the previous year, but with already a small recovery in the fourth quarter by 4 basis points versus the previous quarter. Overall, the cost to income reached 49% on a reported basis, or 46.7% if we would exclude extraordinary impacts. On page 15, some additional indicators where we would highlight the solid growth of the loan portfolio by 6.2%, or 8.7% if we would exclude the FX mortgage loans, with a small increase of deposits due to the significant repricing that we have done in a very quick way from the moment that NBP has cut the interest rates to almost zero. Keeping also at the same time a solid asset quality, we kept the impaired loan ratio, stage 3 ratio, below 5%, while improving the coverage ratio throughout the year, and also finishing the year with very strong capital ratios, still with a total capital ratio at 19.5%. At the same time, I would also highlight the significant growth in online and mobile customers that grew more than 200,000 during the year, crossing more than 2 million at the end of the year. So page 16 is just the highlights of the more relevant indicators for the fourth quarter and for the full year. Apart from what I already mentioned, we would highlight the good performance in fee and commission income in the fourth quarter with a growth of 7% and the decrease in staff costs by 10% quarter on quarter. On a yearly basis, again, the stronger growth of revenues than costs, of course, partially helped by the transaction with Eurobank, and the increase of the coverage ratio of the NPLs over 90 days by provisions. Moving on to page 17, we illustrate here in more detail the evolution of the results of the bank. So as we had already announced 1 week ago through a current report, we booked a net loss of 109 million zlotys in the fourth quarter as a consequence of the significant additional provisions for FX mortgage legal risk. Year on year, excluding extraordinary items, we had a drop of net profit by 23%, and we had without these, we would have without these extraordinary items a return on equity of around 7.8%. We are stressing these numbers also to show the capacity of generation of results by the bank before the impact of these extraordinary items. Page 18 illustrates the evolution of net interest income. There was still a small drop by 0.6% versus the third quarter. This was the result of some reduction in the overall balance sheet, but especially in the bond portfolio, and also with some accounting impact from the end of the credit holidays. But on the other side, the positive aspect is that the net interest margin went up from 2.49% to 2.53% in the fourth quarter. Net fee and commission income had a good performance in the quarter with a growth of 7% and also the same 7% growth year on year, with especially stronger performance from payment cards and insurance during this quarter. On page 19, moving now to costs, we continue to implement measures that allow us to reduce the cost base. So on a reported basis, we had a cost growth of 1.6%, but we already show a clear trend of decrease of staff costs, as is also a consequence of the reduction in the number of employees, which took place after the merger with Eurobank. So during the last 12 months, we had a reduction of more than 1,000, which means a reduction of 14% year on year. At the same time, there was the process of optimization of the branch network, which translated into a reduction of the number of own branches by 128 in the last 12 months, which means a reduction of around 21% of our own physical branch network, which is a consequence also of the changes that are happening in the banking system and in the overall environment, with less usage of branches by customers and more remote banking. At the same time, we will highlight that year on year we had relevant growth of costs to the Banking Guarantee Fund, which partially explained the increase of the costs. Page 20, asset quality. So despite the extraordinary year that we faced, we still finished the year with an NPL ratio below 5%. The cost of risk on a reported basis reached 83 basis points over total loans. If we would exclude the provisions attributable to the impacts of the pandemic, we would have shown a cost of risk of 65 basis points over total loans, which means slightly below than the year before. On page 21, regarding the FX mortgage portfolio, there was a continuation of its reduction, with a reduction of 8% in currency year on year. So FX mortgages represent now 17.4% of the total loan book, and at the same time we made significant additional provisions for the legal risk in the fourth quarter, increasing the coverage to 6.7%. This coverage means total provisions for legal risk divided by the outstanding FX mortgage portfolio. And the flow of lawsuits was similar in the quarter versus the previous quarter. Page 22, liquidity and capital remains strong. In terms of capital ratios, we have both the total capital ratio and the Tier 1 ratio more than 5 percentage points above the minimum required levels. And we should take into consideration that in these required levels we have a buffer of 3.4% connected with the FX mortgage portfolio. Moving now to the last part of the presentation on business development, on page 24, some main highlights. Of course, in 2020, the mortgage sales were the best, let's say, performing product in the bank. In the fourth quarter, we originated more than 2 billion zlotys, and in the full year, 6.8 billion, which means an increase of 57% versus 1 year ago. There was also in the fourth quarter a relevant recovery of assets under management in investment funds by 7%, and we crossed the threshold, the milestone of 3 million debit cards. We also crossed the level of 2 million active digital customers, and we had an overall loan growth of 6%. More details on page 25. So the driver of the growth of the loan portfolio last year was the growth of mortgage loans, overall 12%, with a smaller growth of consumer loans by 2%. On the other side, customer deposits were flat, with a small growth of retail offset by a drop in corporate deposits. But we need to remember that this is the natural consequence of the fact that we have cut significantly and very quickly the remuneration of time deposits and savings accounts as a consequence of the decisions taken by the MPC between March and May. On the other side, we can see the recovery of other customer funds, which grew 6% quarter on quarter, and in fact we finished the year with a total balance of investment funds almost at the same level of the end of the previous year. Page 26. Digital continues to increase its importance, and we would highlight that in the fourth quarter, 59% of the sales of cash loans were done digitally, and 26% of current accounts opening was also done digitally. So we continue to observe the relevance and the increased share of digital in the sales of different products of the bank. Also, significant growth shown on page 27 in terms of online payments, with the largest increase coming from the BLIK transactions, which grew by 91% year on year, while the number of users increased by 41%, and e-commerce transactions increased by 90%. Page 28 is just a description of the permanent effort to implement new solutions and innovations to keep the highest level of quality of service in digital to our customers. As I already mentioned, in the meantime, we also allow tracking of mortgage applications remotely, and we have been expanding the capacity of open banking supporting sales capabilities of digital channels. And the same progress continues in our Goodie platform, with 169,000 additional app downloads in the fourth quarter. Page 30. Some more details about retail. So overall retail loans grew 9% year on year, or 14% if we exclude FX mortgage loans, while retail customer funds grew 1%. Total mortgage sales increased 57% year on year and 19% just quarter on quarter, while cash loan sales still performed very well under this extraordinary environment. We originated in the full year 4.6 billion zlotys of cash loans, only 7% below the previous year, and keeping a market share of 10.7%. On page 31, of course, the pace of customer acquisition slowed down last year. Still, we had an overall growth of 61,000 active retail customers and 15,000 active micro business customers, and we had the continuation of the growth of debit cards crossing the 3 million milestone. Moving to companies, page 32. The corporate deposits dropped in the end in the fourth quarter as a consequence of the implementation of fees on deposits above specific thresholds, because we are in fact generating a negative margin also due to the banking tax by holding those deposits. On the other side, the fourth quarter was positive in terms of rebound of loans to companies, including leasing and factoring. When we look at the full year, we had only an overall drop of 1%, which is better than the drop that existed in the market, and also with a mixed picture. We had a flat loans to company portfolio, an increase of factoring by 6%, and a decrease of leasing by 5%, because leasing was the segment that was more affected by the downturn in investments. And this is shown on page 33 as well, in which we show that leasing sales dropped by 29% year on year, but at the same time, factoring turnover increased by 10% year on year. So these are the most important aspects of the results of the bank after the fourth quarter. Now we will dedicate time to answer your questions. Thank you.
With your permission, we'd like to make a very brief break, and we will simply discuss the questions as they were coming, to group them to make it a more coherent and organized Q&A session. So allow us half a minute, maybe a minute.